What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Cesar, and we are talking about 3 top-tier cryptos today. We're going to be going over Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin. Bitcoin and Litecoin at the request of Grandview Stalls, and Ethereum for Young Dead H or something like that. I don't know. Young Dead H. Yeah, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin. Let's get into this. Let's do it. So, looking at Bitcoin for what it's worth on a monthly chart, you guys, Fibs, the Fibonacci retracement tool, for anybody who's not seen my videos before, I just want to explain that the Fib is one of the main tools that I use in my technical analysis. I've been doing technical analysis for 7 years, and since I've started, I've essentially adopted the Fib tool and just kind of honed my skills with it, right? I got 6 skills, man. I don't know. So this is my tool of choice, right? And with this, something that I've picked up along the way, something that I've learned, and something that I've also just experienced through doing this, top to bottom, when you break through your 618 on the first pass, and you cut through it like this, like nonstop, essentially, right? It didn't feel like nonstop. Like month to month, there were times where we weren't certain, where it seemed like it was going to go down, whatever. But except for last month, obviously. But when you cut through it like this, nonstop, you even checked back and found support on it. The odds of you going here are not just possible, they are likely. You are likely going to go there. I'd say like 80+% chance that you're going to go there. You could be met with resistance along the way, but it will be insignificant resistance, you guys. It absolutely will be. We are up right now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 green months in a row. Never in Bitcoin's history have we been up this many green months for this amount of time in a row. Now there is some kind of I don't know what word to use there, caveat to that. This month here was a neutral month. We didn't even close a percent in the green. I'm gonna delete this here real quick. This month right here, we didn't even close a percent in the green. So could it be considered 1, 2, 3, 4 green months, 1 neutral month, and 2 green months? You know, maybe something like that. Could that be the precipice that allows us to continue to grow? You know, something like that, whatever. But technically, it is a green month. Technically, we are 7 green months in. Just want to make you guys aware, never before have we seen 7 green months in a row for Bitcoin to close. This would be a first. Also, never before have we broken previous all-time highs before the Bitcoin halving. This is also a first. And tying that all together with the fact that we broke through the 618 like butter, the minimum target, you guys, is at $103,000. And I don't see any reason why we wouldn't go to 128, 173, and likely beyond that. Okay, now this is further down the road. Okay, if we continue to move up from here all the way up here, you guys, at $103,000, we are due for a hell of a drop. Okay, even if we drop back to current prices, that's a hell of a drop. Like that for Bitcoin, that's over a 30% drop. Okay, so that would be crazy, but I don't know, man. I think it'd be also pretty exciting. But I want to get into the more immediate term stuff. Just want to let you guys know where my head's at with why I'm bullish on Bitcoin, with why I do think that we're going to see prices in the 6-figure range by the end of this year. By the end of 2024, I believe that we will break 6 figures. And by the end of the cycle, guys, I think that we could even see prices all the way up to the 2272. The last cycle was the only time in Bitcoin's history that we did not see the 2272. We still hit the 1618. So that, to me, genuinely speaking, that's the minimum target. It would be about $174,000. But anyways, let's get into the more immediate term stuff. I don't know why, but I just felt like going over the long term stuff. Weekly RSI, pretty hot, man. Pretty damn hot. You're in your 90s. Anytime you're in your 90s, you know, you look for things to move down. If we go to Crypto Fear and Greed Index, 82, 79, 82. I mean, we are at extreme levels of greed for sure. We absolutely could revert from here. Looking at the daily, you guys, I can't help but be bullish on this daily look. This has me excited. Okay, this really does have me excited. We're at $68,662. Yes. Bouncing off the overbought zone. Yes, I know. There's a high here and a lower high here. We had bearish divergence. Look, we had the day, and then we continued moving higher. We have a higher daily close here and a lower high. Yes, that is bearish divergence, but it's not if we keep getting green days. It's only bearish divergence once we get a red day. And I mean, who's to say that we don't move up to 75,000 before we get that red day? In fact, if we take this high to low, that gives us our kind of next targets to look for in the more immediate term. Everything I went over at first was the longer term targets, but here is 72,350 to 76,000. Somewhere in between there is where I think we're going before we do see some kind of significant, not significant, but more significant than this day here of a correction. That could take us anywhere from it could take us all the way back down to 47K. It could take us to 55K. Maybe it only takes us to 63K. I don't know. But nonetheless, I do think we have a little bit higher to go. I like the daily RSI. I know there's going to be people out there who are like, that's bearish divergence. But I think it looks bullish as hell, man. I think this looks like it wants to continue going and growing. The 4 hour looks, it's like neutral. It kind of looks good, but it's kind of neutral. You do have like a lower low, relatively speaking, with a higher low, so that part is nice. But all in all, guys, I think you're going to 72.3, 0.4K, if not 76K, somewhere, anywhere and everywhere in between there. So that's Bitcoin. Very bullish on it. Very, very bullish on this look where you have ascending lows with this like flat top that's just being disrespected the whole time. So I think you're going to break. It's going to catch a lot of people off guard, as it has been, man. As it has been. Speaking as one of those people who's caught off guard, man, this move was unexpected. Expected to happen eventually, but right now, before the halving, dude. I had somebody ask, what about the pre-halving dump? I've had a few of you ask that actually, but someone in the Discord asked that. I think might have been Martin. I don't remember. And yes, I do think there will be a pre-halving dump. There normally is. But we still have over a month until the halving happens. Who's to say over the next week or two we don't go up to 80K, 90K? How high can it go? And then from there, it could see that pre-halving dump. It could be a significant dump. It could even be greater than 30%, and we would still be around these prices or slightly lower. You know what I mean? So anybody and everybody waiting on that pre-halving dump, which I was one of those people, and still technically am waiting on that, but I'm not. I wouldn't say I'm waiting on it. I'm more expecting it. If you're waiting on it, that would imply that you have money. It wasn't Martin. It wasn't Martin in the Discord. I remember who it was. It was Rhino on the YouTube comments. That's who said it. But if you've got money on the sidelines, then you are waiting. And then at that point in time, man, that puts you in a tough position because you don't know how high this thing could go. If you're probably feeling if you were waiting to buy down here, you're waiting for a pullback, and it just never came. You're probably still waiting, man. Because I don't think, me myself included, and I think a lot of people in crypto, I don't think any of us expected to see new all-time highs before the halving. There might be some people who could say that they do, but I don't know, man. I really don't know. It's pretty unprecedented. We've never done it before in Bitcoin's history, but I'm getting all off topic here. What I'm trying to say, guys, is I do think it's going to go higher in the more immediate term. I do. And then we probably see a pullback at that point that takes us down. I mean, I don't know where it's going to go because we don't have our top, so I don't really have a place to draw, but let's see real quick. Top to bottom. 72, 77K. Yeah, we could pull back to 67K, maybe 57K, potentially all the way back down to 47.8K. Any and all of those targets are possible numbers to pull back to. Oh yeah, the pre-halving dump. I still think that it's going to happen. It's just from where is the real question, because even if it's from here, even from these prices, 30%, I mean, that would be probably the maximum that we would see, which would take you down to about 48K, which is significantly lower than here, sure, but that's not as low as some of the targets that we were looking for back here or back here even, right? Those targets are just off the table. They're obliterated. They're gone. Let alone if we move higher, man. If we move up to let's say 77K, what if we move up to 83K in the next 2 weeks? We could still have that pre-halving dump, but now we're not even breaking 55K on the low side. You know what I mean? And we might not even see a 31% dump. I was having a very real talk with one of my buddies he's probably my best crypto friend that I have actually. Not probably, definitely. You know who you are. You know who you are. Shout out to the man himself, man. I hope you're doing well, but if you're even watching this one. But we were saying the other week, we don't think that these 30%, 40% drops are going to happen anymore. We think those are a thing of the past. Like they're done with. They're gone, man. So this 20 to 25% drop might be a thing. And in which case, again, if we move up, let's say we move up to 77K, maybe 75K. 20% drop would take us back to 60K. A 25% drop would be like the most of it. That'd take us back to 56, 57K. Like we might not see those 30%, 40% drops anymore, you guys. Institutional money is here, and it's been here for a while, but it's here. It's here more so. There are more on-ramps now, so it's going to be harder for that price to be as volatile because it's going to get swallowed up by the big boys who are itching to buy it, right? Anyways, that's Bitcoin. I do think it goes higher. I think we will go nice and deep into the $70,000 range, not just skim it like we have already. I think we're going to go to about at least 73K, but probably around 74, 75, maybe higher, something like that. And then we will see this long-awaited pullback, which will probably be very anticlimactic for every single bear out there. But I will probably be buying some cryptos during that time nonetheless. I'm excited for that, but we could go up higher, man. Who's to say how high we could go from here? And then that pullback might be barely below where we're at now. And for some cryptos, maybe they go up like 100 or 200% in that time. And then during that pullback, and I'm talking about some cryptos like altcoins, maybe they pull back to prices that are even higher than they're at now. So waiting is not, it's not going to do you well at this point in time. It's going to cause you a lot of emotional duress. So be prepared for that. Hopefully everybody's involved. We are getting really close to the halving. So hopefully everybody's got their money set and they're ready. They're just riding the highs to come. And if not, and you're waiting on that pullback, that can be problematic. Speaking from personal experience, it can be, but it will come. It's just like, when will it come? It likely will come soon. We are at the points where we're getting exhausted, but when? Is it going to happen at this high? I don't think so. Is it going to happen at 75K? Maybe. 73K? Maybe. 85K? Maybe. Like, who knows? So it just depends. We are getting there. From a time perspective, we're getting there, but from a price perspective, this thing is untamed. I don't know, and nobody knows. But anyways, that's Bitcoin. That was a whole lot of Bitcoin. I'm not going to spend a lot of time talking about the other ones. Just hold on. We're good. Overbought on the weekly RSI. Not at your all-time highs, and that's okay. Daily RSI, overbought as hell, bro. Looking really good, not gonna lie. Like, that's actually a really good RSI. I think you want to go higher as well, Ethereum. I do. I think you do. You're at 38.64. All-time highs here to your cycle lows. Right at the 886, bro. Who says TA doesn't work? There's so many of you out there that were saying TA doesn't work today. Dude, you literally tipped your 886, like literally tipped it. You found resistance right at your 618. Like, what are you talking about, man? Previous areas of support. It works, man. Previous resistance points back here. It absolutely works. I think you could see a move that takes you a little bit past $4,000, but just like Bitcoin, I think you are getting to the point of exhaustion. You probably will turn over at some point, but I like this daily RSI. I think you want to go a little bit higher, a nice little push higher. I don't think you're going to see new all-time highs by any means, but somewhere and anywhere in between. Maybe you move up to like 4,600. Maybe you only go to 4,200. You're at 38.63 now, so either way, I think you're going up. And that's really all I have to say. So let's finish this bad boy up with Litecoin, and yeah, and then that'll be it, man. I don't like that you rejected your overbought zone on the weekly. I don't like that, okay? It's generally not a good look to make at any point in time. It's not something that promotes friendly price action, but you did reject it, and then you rejected the rejection. So that's kind of a bullish look in itself. Let's look at the daily. Yeah, man, look, I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. You're hanging on by a thread, Litecoin. You might be moving down. Litecoin might be moving down to about $78. You're at $86, $87 now, so Litecoin might be moving down. I don't like it. I could be wrong, and if I am wrong, get a day to close above $90.86. If you can do that, then I will admit defeat. as I have a few times with Litecoin, and then you likely will see prices well above $100. But for right now, I think you kind of broke this range. You're configuring yourself right now, and in that configuration, you might drop another $10 from here and then move up. That's my personal opinion. So that's all of them, man. That's Litecoin, that's Bitcoin, that's Ethereum. Short-term price predictions for all of them. Long-term price predictions for Bitcoin. Let me know what your guys' long-term predictions are for all these coins. I'm curious to see, like, and I'm sure you guys would be curious to see too. Go through the comments and see what people leave as far as like their predictions go. Do you think a 500,000 Bitcoin, a 400,000 Bitcoin is possible? Do you think a 2,500 Litecoin is possible? A $10,000 Ethereum is possible? Do you think those are too bullish? Do you think those are too bearish? I want to know what you guys are thinking. And then if you're curious yourself too, look around the comments, man, because other people will let you know too, and that can kind of give you an idea as to what people are thinking, maybe what the herd mentality is, or just maybe like price targets that you haven't thought of. Anyways, hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more. I appreciate all of you very much. Thank you for coming, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.